welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. Today is 8/11, August 11th. Today is Call Before You Dig Day. This is something that we're all reminded of throughout the year when we want to do a little project. And we've got a little video that's really, really cute that reminds you why.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Might want to pick up your phone before you pick that up. You hit a gas line with that, and it's going to cost you. Call 811 or go online before you dig. One call, that's all. And it's the law.
That last part, and it's the law.
By the way.
Joining us at the table is Jamie Gaddis from Kentucky 811. Welcome to
Welcome to the table.
Jamie. Thanks for having me.
I love when people get their branding right. You know, that's such a thing. And so you all called me like a month ago, like, 811 is coming up. Can we come on 811? And I was like, yes. Because calling before you dig actually is super duper important because there's all these like hidden mysteries under the ground.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's amazing.
And it's worst case scenario if you don't call first. Explain why.
So, you know, our organization is dedicated to just ensuring that people are educated on why we should dig, which a lot of people think that it has to be a large project or something, but if you're going to dig in your yard, if you're going to plant a tree, if you're putting up a new mailbox, you never know what's underneath the ground. And so the most important reason is it's for safety. So if you get in there and you hit a gas line, I mean, that's the most dangerous thing that you can hit. Not only can you cut the gas and, you know, it's inconvenient and this and that, but it actually can cause a loss of life. So a lot of people don't think about that because if you hit it the wrong, then an explosion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's why I think we are trying to really drive home the message more so now because, you know, things are growing and there's so much digging and there's so much construction around, and a lot of people think it does have to be just a large project, and it doesn't. So that's really what we are trying to drive home, that message, and it takes no time to call. You do have to prepare in advance because, you know, the locators need at least 2 days to go out and locate the lines.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up to something you just said because me and Susan were over here like, explosion.
Explosion.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you even know if you've hit the gas line? Because obviously we know that gas can trigger, I mean, sparks. If you're digging, the spark and the gas, and that can cause an immediate explosion.
Right.
So can you explain, like,
Have we seen this? Have we seen an explosion?
does this happen often?
Well, I mean, as far as an actual fire explosion, you won't see it. It's not something that happens. It does happen. It's one of those things that, you know, it's not like a big, huge fire explosion like that. Most of the time, that can happen. A lot of the time, it's just, you'll see like air going up and you'll see something blowing and there's a smell.
Well, and if you're smoking a cigarette and digging at the same time, which can happen, you know, that could be a serious situation.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things that people don't think about. And not only that part, you know, if you hit a water line, and you're in a subdivision, your whole subdivision may not have water. Or if you're close to a hospital, you know, part of the hospital may not have water. Or if you dig and you hit a fiber line, well then you're out of internet.
Oh my God. Now that is something we can live without water. We can live without gas. We cannot live without the internet. So, I mean.
And you know, now a lot of companies have, even their phones are web-based. So there's no phones. There's no, you know, everybody's like, oh, well, I use my cell phone. Well, I mean, maybe.
Okay, so what if I do ignore everything that the commercial was just saying, and I'm out there digging in my yard, and I hit a utility line? What do I do next?
You need to report it. Number one thing that's the most important that anybody can do is report the damage. A lot of people don't realize that there's it's a whole thing to come out and report and to fix something and to repair something. So reporting the damages is the number one thing that anybody can do. But the biggest thing is if you don't call, I mean, you may be looking at some fines and having to pay for those, you know, damages. And if you shut a business down because you live down the street or something, and you know what I mean. So it could potentially grow really, really fast. And You know, that's what we want to keep from. Let's not worry about that
Right.
part. Call first.
Yeah.
So let's say that I'm doing some yard work, I'm planting a garden, and seriously, like in my front yard, planting some trees or shrubs. Do I need to call for
You
those?
do.
I
You
do.
do.
Even a garden?
Yes, yes. Anytime that you're going under the dirt, you need to call.
Oh, that's
because you
really
want to be
nice.
That's very
safe and
helpful.
sorry.
And
It's better than
sometimes those MetroNet lines are buried like this
Yes,
deep.
yes. I actually see some of my cable lines.
Yes.
They're orange, and you can see them coming up out of the
right.
dirt. They didn't bury it deep
Right,
enough.
exactly. Oh, my
so I
goodness.
actually can tell.
And
from
that's the
that.
thing. Like if you bought a new house and you don't know where your lines are,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you
Yes,
just never know.
So, you know, we like to end every interview by telling folks, what's your phone number? What's your website? This one, it's in the name. It's 811.
Yeah.
So, Jamie Gaddis, thank you so much for being here
Thank
to
you
tell
so
us
much for
all about
having
you.
me.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you all.
Everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk about our poll question. Spicy.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.